Easter Monday. It's Paletti on the call here with you this afternoon as Sydney University play at home for the first time this season, hosting the visiting Illawarra Stingrays. The lineups did just flash up on your screen a few moments ago, but in the event you missed it, or just want a reminder, we'll run you through the starting lineups. So for Sydney University in goals, it's number 21, Chelsea Romack. Number 4 is Amelia Feeney. Number 7 is Anna Hunt. Number 8 is Jamie Bofields. Number 9 is Ava Pritchard. Number 11 is Talia Capitanellis. Number 14 is Charlotte Hampshire. Number 17 is Amelia Kirby. Number 18 is Charlotte Hogan. Number 20 is Taylor Titowski. And number 30 is Madison Van Dyke, and it's the starting 11 for the home side. For the visiting Illawarra Stingrays in goals, it's number 1, Sophie Emery. Number 4, Amy Dekamura. Number 6 is Alicia Muronen. Number 7 is Chloe Middleton. Number 8 is Sakura Najima. Number 13 is Kayla Austin. Number 14 is Siobhan Edwards. Number 16 is Genevieve Nisbet. Number 18 is Molly Lawless. Number 30 is Layla Etherington. And number 39 is Poppy Hooks. And that's the starting 11 for the visitors. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Stingrays running from left to right on your screen in this first half with their two-tone pink jerseys with white stripe, black shorts and white socks, while Sydney University are going to be running from right to left on your screen in their yellow and blue checkered jerseys, blue shorts and yellow socks. It is 6th plays 11th as the Illawarra Stingrays are 2 wins and 1 loss on the season. They did have their round 3 match against Gladesville washed out, and that will take place this Thursday down at Macedonia Park with an 8:05 p.m. kickoff. So please feel free to join us back here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel for some midweek NPL Women's New South Wales action. Our referees today are Mia Valerde in the centre. It's Alana Zick and Thomas Dale who are the assistant refs. Alana's here on the near side and Thomas Dale is out on the far side as we're just about ready to get underway here. And we're underway here this afternoon for this round 5 NPL Women's New South Wales clash, and Sydney University will move it out onto the far side, back towards their defensive end across the face of goal. It's with Capitanellis, who has that taken off her feet there by Najima. It's Austin, back to Najima. Capitanellis working hard to get it back. Almost tripped up there by Austin, but Capitanellis runs away with it. Capitanellis moves it in there to Hogan. It's with Middleton. Passes it off. It's going to fall to Murinen. She's going to move it out onto the left wing. Ball is going to come back to Murinen, who's going to try and find Etherington. Heavy touch there. We'll see Sydney Uni come away with it there through, I believe that's Hunt who had the first touch of the ball there. It's a little bit hard sometimes with the Sydney Uni kit to read the numbers with the checkered jersey and the white printing on the back. It's with Kirby, who looks to send that one long through the middle. Ball cut out there by Murinen, off to Etherington. Yeah, it's with Middleton, who's going to have that taken off her feet. Play on, says the referee. And now Sydney Uni are going to get a free kick as Bofields goes down. Two in the wall for the Stingrays. It's going to go well over the wall and well over everyone, and that's out of play for a goal kick. As the Stingrays go short on the restart, it's with Dekamura, who sends it back into Murinen. Well out onto the far side there. Looking to come back in the middle for Edwards. Edwards, the leading goal scorer for the Stingrays this season. It's Dekamura and Captain Ellis getting even a little bit off of the ball there. Coming away with it is Jeptowski. And now it's Najima. Securing Najima. Passes it out to Etherington. Etherington looking to move that back into the middle. Will keep possession. Goes down. Referee says no. Appeals from Etherington, but we'll play on. As Bowfields gets into a little bit of a battle there with, I believe that's Lawless on the far side. Actually, no, my apologies, it was Nisbet. There's Genevieve Nisbet at left back, Molly Lawless in the midfield. Sydney Uni looks to come away with it onside here, but chasing back for it is Poppy Hooks. Just going to send it back to Emery. And Hooks will look to move it on through the midfield. And that bounce is very kind there for Kirby. With Etherington ready to pounce, wasn't able to bring it down. As Kayla Roston looks to move it forward, it's going to be cut back out there. And Etherington looks to pick it up in midfield, fails to do so. And now it's Sydney Uni on the counter. It comes out here onto the near side to Captain Ellis, who's into the 18-yard box, crosses the ball in, and dive and save there by Sophie Emery to keep this one scoreless. As we're just over 4.5, or just under 4.5 minutes into this one. It's Murinen with it, sends that long. It's Kirby to pick it up, who's going to send it back to, Romick. Back to Kirby. Out onto the far side. And moving it back in. Towards the middle, Stingrays will pick it up. It's now out onto the left wing as Etherington brings that one down, looking to play it through for Edwards. But it's going to be Feeney to chase that one down, and Feeney just clears it. Bowfields won't get there first as Nisbet picks it up. It's with Middleton. Edwards back to Middleton. Took a deflection on the way through, but it's still with the Stingrays, and Middleton's in on goal. Middleton gets a touch on it, and that's well cleared there by Hampshire, out for a corner. It was looking dangerous for a moment there for the home side, but cleared out for a corner. Thank you for joining us here on this Easter Monday here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. As corner is whipped in. That's fallen to the head there of Stingrays player. I believe, so that was Hooks, and it's on out for a goal kick. Romick sends it straight down the middle, and Murinen will bring it down off to Middleton, who's going to be fouled in the middle of the park, and absolutely no hesitation there from the referee in blowing the free kick. And Valletta is going to move the ball just a little bit forward to the spot of the foul from where it landed. So I have seen Murinen hit them from this distance before. She still might try to find the head there of... No, she goes direct. And Romick straight down the middle of the goal picks it up. It looked like that was going to curve a little bit, but ends up knuckleball straight down the middle from Murinen. As Romick will send that out onto the far side, back in towards the middle now. It's with Jeptowski. Will come back. And that's cut out there by Austin momentarily before it's picked up there. In the middle, Sydney University looked to come away with it. Steftovsky. And that's brought down there by Dekamura. Back to Hooks. Murinen. Murinen sends that one long. He's got the run here of Kayla Austin. Has Najima in the middle. And I believe that's Etherington running in at the far post. It's not going to get there. It's going to fall here to Edwards. Now it's out to Etherington. Back to Middleton. Middleton looks to move it in, and that's well cleared by Sydney Uni. Bowfields passes it out. And it's with Murinen now. To Etherington. Passes it out. And the ball's going to be cleared to Emery. No nonsense there from Sydney Uni, just wanting to get the ball out of their defensive half. As Hooks has got the run of Dekamura, but wasn't able to find her as that went a little bit more inward. But it's still on here for the Stingrays as Lawless picks it up. And Najima loses it. It's with Dekamura, who's in a battle there with Captain Ellis, who will come away with it, and Hooks just gently guiding that one back to Emery as Jamie Bowfields was closing in. And Emery's going to move that out to Murinen, who's looking to find no one apparently. Looking for one of Nisbet or Etherington, but the ball just through both of them, and now it's Etherington on it. Etherington has got Edwards, and Edwards chasing it down ahead of Feeney. It's with Edwards, who goes down, and the referee has no hesitation in pointing to the spot, and the visitors will get the chance to strike first. And it's Murinen who's going to step up to take it. She's already got one this season from the spot. Can she make it two? And Murinen does have a rocket of a foot on her. So I'd expect this one to be a powerful strike as Murinen looks for her second converted penalty of the season and her third goal. Murinen versus Romek. And it's Murinen into the right corner. And it's 1-0 to the Stingrays here. 10.5 minutes gone. And the visitors strike first from the spot. That's Murinen's third goal of the season, second from the spot. As the visitors take a 1-0 lead here on Easter Monday. And back underway here, it's Bowfields who sends it back. We're into a nice battle in the middle of the park as Bowfields will send it back again, this time to Feeney. It's going to be cut out there. No, it's not going to be cut out there. That's going to bounce over Dekamura, and looking to come away with it is Captain Ellis. Emery's just going to send that one into the grandstand here. Just short of the actual seating here. Out here onto the near side with Captain Ellis, but she's not going to be able to chase it down, and it's going to be a throw in to the Stingrays. As Dekamura throws it in over the head of Austin. It's going to be picked up there by Cheptovsky, cleared away by Austin on the loose ball there, and Amelia Kirby comes away with it in the middle of the park, turns it over, and coming away with it is Etherington, looking for the run there of Austin, and that's going to be cut out there by Hampshire, and now coming away with it is Bofields. Jamie Bofields cuts back in towards the middle, has to go backwards, and Madison Van Dyke loses it. It's Najima coming away with it, who's going to send it out to Nisbet. Back to Mirren, the goal scorer. Oh, sorry, that was Hooks. Now it's with Mirren. I swapped places in the back line. Confused me for a second. Now it's with Hooks. And out to Genevieve Nisbet. Hooks looked to go to Mirren for a second. Saw Bofields was ready to pounce. Moves it forward. It's with Etherington, who plays that one in towards the middle and to Romick, who will pick that up and move it to Hampshire. Hampshire under pressure from Najima, sends it back to Romick. Into the middle there to Hogan. It's out to Feeney, and now it's out to Anna Hunt on that far side, who moves it back in towards the middle, cut out there by Hooks, who's going to go back to Murinen. To Decamura, cut out there by Captain Ellis, who sends that one into the midfield with some ferocity to Van Dyke, who's going to lose possession. Captain Ellis going to pick it back up for the home side as they look to hit back. And Middleton will come away with it. Hooks under pressure there from Captain Ellis, who comes away with it. Looking to play Bofields in. Decamura getting there first, and no nonsense out for a throw in. Hampshire will pass that in there to Hogan. To Kirby, who finds Hunt. Sydney Uni throw in as they look to draw level. Throw comes in. Going to be headed in towards the box. Not cleared. Now it's cleared by Murinen. And there's going to be a Sydney Uni throw in just short of the halfway line. Nisbet to Murinen. Again, just clears it long. No nonsense. Get it out of danger. As Feeney takes a slight stumble there. Middleton looked ready to pounce, but Sydney Uni keep the ball. They'll earn another throw in. Throw comes in, and that's going to be picked up there by Middleton momentarily for Sydney Uni here through Feeney. It's back with the keeper. Lawless to Austin. Decamura sends it long, looking for Najima. Flags up. They're going to say throw in. Captain Ellis under pressure from Austin, sends it backwards there to Feeney. To Kirby, out onto the far side. It comes back in here to Van Dyke. Van Dyke almost loses it, sends it back there to Feeney. Feeney sends it long. And it's just going to be allowed to just roll into the 18-yard box. Emery in absolutely no rush to do anything with this one, as Bofields comes in, forcing the pickup from the keeper. Emery sends that one not as long as she would have hoped, but the bounce looked to be favourable for the Stingrays. And now it's Bofields looking to come away with it. Bofields has the inside lane on Hawks. Bofields tries to get around Hawks once, twice, fails to do so on the third attempt, and it's cleared out for a throw-in. Some nice work there by Bofields trying to get around Hawks. As the ball comes down, it's with Van Dyke, who sends it out towards the far side, and Etherington's going to come away with it. She's got support if she's quick. Has to hold it up. Into Middleton, back out to Etherington. It's Etherington looking to send that in to Najima, who overran it. Then it was to Austin. Takes a touch from a uni player, and now it's moving forward, headed on there by Hawks. And Middleton comes away with it. It's Middleton. Cleared away there by Feeney, as Nisbet will pick that one up. Samiranen. It's with Hawks to Najima, who Lawless loses the ball. Going to be picked up there by Bofields. Chitowski looks to come away with it, isn't able to do so. And Sydney Uni back on the attack here through Hunt. Hunt has to go backwards. It's to Feeney. That's going to be cut out by Middleton. Has Najima in the middle. Has Etherington, which is where she goes as well. Etherington into Edwards. Back to Etherington, who goes herself, and that's just off to the right and a goal kick. So Layla Etherington looking for her second goal on the season with that shot. Van Dyke will send that to Feeney. Sends it back to Romack. Najima looking to pounce. Van Dyke doesn't get all of it. Cleared away there by Hampshire. And Dekamura will pick it up in the attacking half for the Stingrays as Middleton. Under pressure there in the middle from Cheptowski. Has to go to Miranen. And that's going to be cut out by Anna Hunt, who gets the last touch off it as it goes out of play. Stopping potential attack there. Miranen sends it long. It's going to be headed on there. And clearing it away is Captain Ellis. Middleton will pick that up in the middle of the park. And Falcon of your own teammate leads to a turnover. As looking to come away with it here is Edwards. Picks up the ball, keeps it in play. Edwards waiting for Austin. Has to come back in herself under pressure. Crossed into the middle towards the far post. And that was a nice bit of work there from Edwards, who just couldn't curl the ball enough on the left foot, and out of play for a goal kick. As we're into the 22nd minute here, it's Stingrays 1, Sydney Uni 0. As Lawless looks for Dekamura, it's out of play for a throw-in. So Sydney Uni on to the attack. Captain Ellis looking for Bofields. Dekamura gets her head in the way. And Hooks will come away with it under pressure from Bofields. Clears it long. Austin gets a foot to it. It's Najima to Lawless. Lawless looks to find Middleton, but it hits the referee on the way through, and we're going to have a drop ball. So Bowfield's just trying to get as close as possible to the drop ball. Lawless will send it to Murinen. Hooks. As Murinen sends it out to Nisbet. Middleton. Lawless. In. Sends it deep. It's going to be cleared away there by Kirby. As Najima picks it up on the midfield. And Stingrays look to hit quickly, but Capitanellis is going to come away with it here. She's got space, but Kayla Roston closing in very quickly. Capitanellis has to send it backwards. And coming away with it here is Lawless, picked out there by Hampshire. Yeah, it's back with Capitanellis, who looks to send Bowfields in behind, but can't cut the ball back in towards the play, and is out for a throw-in. Dakamura throws it into Hooks. He goes crossfield to Nisbet. Etherington. Murinen. Sends that one very long for Edwards, who's chasing that down against Amelia Feeney, and Feeney's going to get there first to stop Edwards from pouncing on it, and it's out for a goal kick. Edwards with 5 goals on the season, would love to make it 6 today if she gets the chance. Says scored in every game, but no hat-trick so far. 2 goals in 2 of the games, and then just the lone goal in the other. As Dakamura comes away with it, and that's going to be cut out there by Hogan getting a foot to it. As Hooks has to send it back to Murinen. As Etherington tries to chase that one down and does so. So Etherington's going to pick it up there with Kirby in front of her. And the ball's just going to be picked up there by Feeney. Into Romick. As Kayla Roston is chasing down Hampshire, who has the ball. Najima picks it up. It's with Lawler. No, sorry. Now it's with Van Dyke. My apologies. It was with Edwards for a moment. And coming away with it now is Capitanellis, who's got both fields on the left. It goes in towards the middle there to Anna Hunt, and the flag's up for offside. It looked to be offside by the barest of margins. But the laws of the game are black and white. If you're offside, you're offside. It doesn't matter if it's by a millimetre or a foot. And yes, I'm aware I just used both an imperial and a metric measurement as a comparison. As Sydney Uni under pressure here. Nisbet looking to take the ball away, but Sydney Uni will keep possession. Etherington to Nisbet. Into Najima. To Edwards. And it's fallen to Kayla Austin. Cleared away temporarily, but Dakamura picks it up. Austin tries a shot. It falls back to Austin on the rebound. In towards the middle. Looking for the run there of Najima. Cleared away. Bowfields brings it down. Almost taken off her feet there by Lawless. But Bowfields comes away with it. Now it's with Middleton. Ball comes back to Romick. Out to Hampshire. And that's going to go off the back of Najima, back to Hampshire. And that's going to go crossfield, and getting there is Kirby to keep it in play. As Van Dyke picks it up in the middle of the park. starts to pick up here at the Sydney Uni football ground, bringing a much needed temperature change after a very hot day in Sydney that saw the reserve grade game have drinks breaks. This one does not have drinks breaks as the temperature cools down, but we got Edwards coming away with it here, crossing it into the middle at the far post, and Etherington sends it straight into Romick, who has to make the dive to her left. Sydney Uni just allowed to advance this into the middle, out onto the far side. Nisbet picks it up. Murinen sends it long. It's going to be picked up by Kirby. It's with Hogan. It's with Van Dyke, who keeps possession there. To Bowfields, back to Van Dyke, as Madison Van Dyke still with it. Looks to find a teammate, unable to do so. Cross into the middle, straight to Sophie Emery, who was waiting for it. That one came rocketing in. Sends it high up in the air, and it's going to be a free kick to Stingrays as Hampshire just pushes Austin in the back. Absolutely no doubt about that one. Murinen just short of the halfway line. She sends it long. There's a scoring opportunity on here. As I mentioned earlier, she does have a rocket of a foot. And that's where she goes, in towards the 18. It's going to be headed out for a corner. That's a wise individual once told me that a corner is an opportunity for both sides to score. So technically a scoring opportunity coming up here. As Murinen runs over to take the corner here. Left foot, so she could try to swing it in, take advantage of the wind, which is running from left to right here. And that's at the far post, just off the crossbar, and a goal kick. She absolutely looked to take advantage of the wind there and curl it back in. It just couldn't get it to dip enough. As it hits the crossbar, or the top of the crossbar and out of play. And Sydney Uni now still under pressure, cleared away there by Kirby, only as far as Lawless, and it's now going to fall to Najima, who sends that one into space, and it's just easy for Romick to come out and collect, who's going to distribute the ball back to Kirby. With Hunt. Feeney will send that one out, and now it's with Hunt. And looking to chase it down there is... couldn't quite say who that was, but it's the Stingrays throw in. Oh, it's going to be a free kick, not a throw-in. kick goes crossfield. The bounce eventually falls for Decamuro, but Captain Ellis comes away with it. Captain Ellis crossing that one in. That's over the head of everyone. Falls to Pritchard. Flags up for offside. And a lot of the home crowd here disagree with that call from the assistant ref on the far side there, Thomas Dale. I'm going to say that the referee is in a far better position than I am to judge that. As Nisbet looks to chip that one into the 18-yard box. Chetovsky plays that one on for Pritchard, who's definitely on this time. Emery comes out first to clear it. It's going to be a throw in for the Stingray, for Sydney Uni, and it's now throw in for the Stingrays. So I was just taking another look at that offside call, and much like the earlier offside call, marginal at best, and the assistant ref definitely in a much better position than I am to make that decision from the vantage point I'm at. As we are on a little bit of an angle up here in the broadcast position. Decamura. And it's going to be picked up by Sydney Uni as it falls short of Middleton. Van Dyke with it. Decamura comes away with it. Free kick though, as the referee looked to play advantage for the home side. It's Hampshire to take the free kick. She does, says she might have to go direct. Edwards is waiting behind her if she decides to go backwards, so hopefully she knows, but Hampshire goes forward, straight for goal herself, and Emery just takes the knee and lets that one fall into her arms to make the save. Captain Ellis looks to bring that one down, does Pritchard, but unable to. And Nisbet in a little bit of a battle there with Hunt on the far side, who comes away with it. Cross comes in to the middle, headed away by Hooks. Middleton gets a foot to it. And Austin now has Edwards. But it's going to be picked out there by Hampshire. And Edwards will send that one out for a goal kick. As Captain Ellis is just told to go back a couple of steps by the ref. It's Hampshire. Feeney sends that in towards the middle. Bowfields looks to chip that one on, but Emery's going to come out and claim it ahead of advancing Taylor Chetovsky. And that's just going to fall short of Edwards as it's out for a throw-in. .36.5 minutes gone here, and it is Stingrays 1, Sydney Uni 0, as Najima will put that one to Etherington, who's waiting at the back. Bounce is not kind to her, but Etherington will get the second chance at it. Who crosses that in. Got players waiting at the far post. Kayla Roston keeps that in and cleared away by Hampshire to Captain Ellis. It's with Bowfields, who plays that one on for Pritchard, but Nisbet's going to cut off the inside lane. Back to Emery. Has to be careful not to pick it up there. And Etherington to Najima, back to Etherington. Lawless chasing that one down. Coming away with it though is, I want to say that was Van Dijk there. No, sorry, that was Chetowski. As Nisbet just chases down the ball there off the feet of Kirby. It's Miranen. Who almost loses it. Nisbet. Najima. Back to Nisbet, who finds Etherington. And storming back was the Sydney Uni defender, but that's lost in the middle of the park. Who wants it? Najima comes away with the loose ball. Back to Nisbet. Forces the Stingrays to go backwards. Uranen goes crossfield here to Dekamura. Dekamura finds Middleton. And left all alone there at the back is Etherington, who shoots. And what a save there by Romek. Had to stand tall, did the Sydney Uni keeper in all orange to keep this a one-goal game with just under 6 minutes plus stoppages to go until halftime. Etherington now picks it up. It's Najima. Crossed in to Edwards, cleared away there, only as far as Etherington, who chips it back in towards the middle, and left all alone is Middleton, who has to hold up, cuts back on the left foot. Middleton! Makes it 2-0 for the visitors with a left foot strike that left Romek with absolutely zero chance to make the save. And it's Illawarra Stingrays 2, Sydney Uni 0. And that second goal has been coming for quite some time for the visitors, who have absolutely piled the pressure on there for most of this half. And they've been rewarded with a second goal with just a few minutes to go until half time. And they might be able to add a third here as Kayla Austin picks it up to Edwards. Back to Austin. And Edwards will bring that one down. That's going to be cleared away there by Feeney. And bringing it down is Pritchard, who's going to be fouled. Captain Ellis is going to send that into the 18-yard box. Head of the way there by Hooks. Sydney Uni regain possession. And it's Edwards. Almost had Austin, who strays into an offside position. Dekamura sends that one long as Austin gets herself back onside, but she won't be able to chase this one down as a throw in. It's going to be Feeney to throw it in. Goes over the head into the captain, Bowfields. Dekamura goes crossfield to Nisbet. Etherington, Najima. It's going to be picked out there as Pritchard looks to run onto it, but it's sent just a little bit too long. Hooks to Dekamura. Into Middleton. Najima plays that one through for Edwards. Flags up for offside. As Romek was coming in for it. And didn't need to try and make a save in the end at all, as Edwards had just straight into an offside position. So it's going to be Feeney to get us restarted. Looked to go quick there to Hampshire, but saw that Austin was just eyeing her off. And Feeney will clear it now. Out of play, throw in. As referees pointed to a foul. No? Okay, throw in. So Dekamura comes in, throws it in, goes backwards to Hooks, who sends it very long to Nisbet, who has to stick her arm up as she lost the ball in the sun, which is setting over the grandstand behind us. As Middleton slips, it allows Captain Ellis to come away with it. Captain Ellis unable to move that on to Pritchard as it takes a deflection. So Captain Ellis doesn't have many options here. Has to go to Van Dyke. No, now it's with Van Dyke. It was Hogan who picked up the ball first. And Chetkovsky with it. Loses it. And Lawless comes away with it, sends it long. As Feeney moved the ball on, but it's Middleton with it now for the Stingrays. And Bowfield's looking to put the pressure on there. Middleton tries to find Dekamura. It's with Captain Ellis, who sends that one looking for Chetkovsky, but Emery's just going to pick that up just inside the 18-yard box. And you can, so if you needed an idea of how bright the sun is here this afternoon, I think it should be quite obvious by the fact that Sophie Emery is wearing a hat in goals, as she has to stare into the sun on that side of the field. As I said, it is setting behind us here on the grandstand, but relative to Romek's side of the field, the sun's a little bit more visible there. By Emery, as no stoppage time here in the first half. The referee blows for half time, and it is Sydney Uni trailing the Illawarra Stingrays by 2-0. Alicia Murinen penalty in the 11th minute got the visitors off to the start they wanted, and Chloe Middleton in the 41st minute scored an absolute screamer with her left foot that left Romek with absolutely no chance to pick the ball up. Is what sees the Stingrays ahead 2-0 at the break. Be sure to join us back here for the second half in about 14 minutes time. afternoon, everyone, and welcome back here to the second half at the Sydney University football grounds. The two sides have swapped ends. It's going to be the Illawarra Stingrays running from right to left on your screen here in this second half. The Stingrays in their two-toned pink jerseys with white striping, black shorts and white socks, while Sydney Uni running from left to right on your screen. A black and yellow checkered top, blue shorts and yellow socks. It's 2-0 here as we get ready to resume the second half, and we're back underway. First half goals to Alicia Murinen from the spot, and then Chloe Middleton in the 41st minute. The difference here between the two sides as Hunt picks that up, sends it in to Hogan, and Sydney Uni coming out fast and furious here in this second half out of the gates from the opening kickoff. As it was Hampshire on a nice driving run through the middle of the park. It's going to come out here to Hunt. Has to go backwards here to Kirby. Back to Hunt. Sends that in towards the middle, and no troubles there for Sophie Emery as Talia Captain-Ellis looked to close down the shot. As Kayla Austin send it back there to Dekamura. It's with hooks to Murinen. Nisbet isn't able to get there, and it's going to be Hunt with Nisbet looking to close it down. Into the middle there to Hogan. It's back with Nisbet. It's Kurunajima. It's Edwards. And unable to pick it up there was Layla Etherington. And it's going to be a Sydney Uni throw-in. Doesn't appear to have been any halftime substitutions from the Stingrays. As Edwards picks it up. And will be forced backwards. And that's going to be cut out by Hunt as Edwards looked to find Lawless there. Etherington will pick it up. It's with Captain Ellis, who comes away with it. And looking for Chetkovsky. It's Dekamura. Lawless. Looking for Austin, who picks it up eventually. Middleton, unable to get there first. And Boyfields will send it back there to Feeney. Chetkovsky has to go backwards to Van Dyke. Out onto the far side, and chasing it down now is Captain Ellis, who brings it back in towards the middle. Dekamura brings it off her feet though, and it's back with Dekamura. Hampshire sends it crossfield to Hunt. He lets it bounce. Has Nisbet on the inside, cutting her off, and it's Kirby sending it in towards the middle, looking for Pritchard. Flags up for offside. And it doesn't appear there are any halftime substitutions either for the home side. As Nisbet to Etherington. Nisbet back to Etherington. Kurunajima. Seen a little bit of a battle there, and it's going to be a Sydney Uni throw in there as Hogan forces that one out there off Najima. And Nisbet will need that one back in to Lawless, who dribbles it, so brings it down and dribbles it. It's Edwards. Out to Etherington here on the near side. He's unsure of what to do with it, and under pressure, keeps being forced backwards, and now has to go all the way back to Murinen, who looks for Edwards, but comes back in towards Romack, who picks it up. There's Hampshire with it still. It's with Hunt. Has Pritchard in the middle. Doesn't go to Pritchard. Goes instead to Hogan, who fouls Lawless. And so it's going to be a Stingrays free kick. It's Murinen, who's standing over it. Does she want to go short? Does she want to go long? And rockets that into the 18-yard box. And one bounce for Romack, who picks it up. Who sends it right back to Bowfields. No, sorry, that was Pritchard. And Middleton away with it now. It's Edwards. Etherington has Najima and tries to nutmeg Kirby there, who keeps it. And now it's back with the Stingrays on a throw in. And the no-look back pass for Nisbet doesn't quite work out there from Etherington. Nisbet will eventually throw it in. Goes over the head of Edwards and Kirby there. It's with Hunt. Taylor Austin comes away with it, looking to play that onto Etherington. But Pritchard now back in towards the middle. It's with Hogan. Back to Hunt. Crossed in towards the middle. Brought down there by Hooks. Appeals for handball from the crowd. Waved away. And Etherington. Out to Edwards as Etherington makes a move into the spot that was vacated by Edwards to pick the ball up. Cuts back in towards the middle. Takes a deflection as Edwards looked to play that through for Najima. And pressure there by Etherington on Van Dyke will force a throw in. There's Nisbet, Edwards. Who Edwards gets around Hogan there, crossed into the middle. Kayla Roston takes that first time and hooks it off to the left of the goal. And putting the pressure on there is Middleton as Romack sends it to Van Dyke, who sent it back to Middleton. But will come back to the play. Ava Pritchard away with it and takes the shot. That's a deflection out off Nisbet. Corner for University. And Middleton putting some excellent pressure on there, forcing the clearance from Romack, which seems to have worked out, well, I can't say seems to, has worked out in the favour of the home side as Pritchard was through on goal. Corner is coming in, headed away by Hooks. It's whipped back in, and that's going to be headed out for a goal kick. So Sydney Uni unable to find the back of the net there, but it's a much more attacking intent from the home side here in the second half after the Stingrays dominated the opening 45 minutes of play. As Pritchard puts that back into Bowfields. Middleton will cut out the ball And pass it to Etherington. Picked out there by Kirby. And Pritchard chasing that one down, but Nisbet's going to get there first and pass it back into Murinen. There's with Emery. To Hooks. Back to Emery. Pritchard closing in. Emery back to Hooks. And Hooks is able to move away from Chetkovsky there. Forced back to Emery. A little bit of frustration there from Hooks as Murinen will send it to Nisbet, but is unable to find her, and it's Hunt into Pritchard. Back to Bowfields. Yeah, it's with Hunt, who looks across that one in, and Emery comes out to claim it. And quick move on there from Emery to Dekamura, who has Capitanellis closing down very quickly. Dekamura is forced to go back to Hooks. Murinen. Back to Hooks. Hooks under pressure there from Chetkovsky. Has to go herself, and it's going to be a throw in for the home side. It's already 10.5 minutes into this second half. Van Dyke passing it backwards. No change to the halftime score here, as Hogan that's Bowfields that picks it up, and that wins a free kick there. It's going to be Van Dyke to take it. Who goes direct herself. No, sorry, that was Charlotte Hampshire. My apologies. Direct to goal and straight to Emery as the wind just holds that one up in the air, and the Stingrays come away with it. And as I said, I've lost it. Najima to, as I said, look to play on Middleton, and that's going to be a shot that comes in off the crossbar and off the woodwork and in, and the Stingrays have 8-3 through Kayla Roston. And it is Illawarra Stingrays 3, Sydney Uni 0, as Kayla Roston finds the score sheet. So Najima picks the ball up and sends it long for Middleton. Cut out there by a Sydney Uni defender. It was Edwards with it, who passes it off there to Austin, who strikes it first time, and it bounces off the left side of the woodwork and in. It is Illawarra Stingrays 3, Sydney Uni 0. And despite all of the attacking intent from University here in this second half, as they look to right the wrongs of the 2-0 scoreline in the first half from the visitors, it is the Stingrays who strike first here in the second half to make it 3-0. Stingrays will get a throw in. Nisbet throws it in to Lawless as Edwards goes crossfield there, looking for Dekamura, and that's beautifully cut out there. And Middleton looked to move that on for Dekamura, but it's a little bit too much mustard on that, as it will go straight to Chelsea Romek in goals. And Captain Ellis looks to come away with it, but that's going to be shut down there by Hooks. Out for a throw in. As Captain Ellis looks to Looked to cross that one in, but isn't able to get the angle, and it's a goal kick. Emery will pass that to Hooks. Dekamura into Middleton. Nisbet. It's going to be cut out there by Kirby ahead of Edwards. Pritchard out to Hunt, who looks to play that one back in to Chetkovsky. Emery's going to get there first. As Najima will send that out of play there off of Hampshire. Lawless loses possession, and Uni will come away with it here through Captain Ellis. Cross into the middle, looking for Pritchard. It's a little bit too heavy on the cross, and Nisbet will clear as the ball holds up. Middleton flicks that one over the head of the defender, brings it down. Middleton looking for Najima. Flag stays down. It's going out to Austin. Austin shoots, and just off to the left as she looked for a brace, and unable to do so. Took a little bit longer this time, brought it down, lined up the shot, and just off to the left. Middleton with it. Middleton goes herself, and Romek just dives, crouches down to pick that one up. As Captain Ellis flicks that one back in, it's going to go to Hooks. And a little bit of miscommunication there with Lawless, but Middleton will come away with it and looks to head out towards Dekamura on the far side there. Captain Ellis comes away with it. Cross back in towards the middle to Pritchard. That's allowed to bounce, and Emery just claims that inside the 18-yard box as Pritchard looked to close in. We'll be hoping to score her fourth of the season. It's with Feeney. Chetkovsky looking to play that one on for Captain Ellis. Dekamura comes away with it. No, she doesn't. It's Captain Ellis. Captain Ellis crosses that in, and the shot, first time on the volley. Bowfields was unable to bring it down, and we're going to have our first substitutions of the afternoon. So coming on for the home side is Ruby Egan-Brown and Jennifer Kokoris, making way from the pitch is number 7 Anna Hunt and number 20 Taylor Chetkovsky. So double substitution there for Sydney Uni as they try to get back into this one in the 63rd minute. It's Ruby Egan-Brown and Jennifer Kokoris on, Anna Hunt and Taylor Chetkovsky off. So changes to the forward line by the home side as Hooks. That's cut out there by Hampshire, who plays that in for Pritchard, who's going to be caught offside again. And the shot would have gone wide anyway. So we'll get back underway here momentarily with the restart from the offside. It's Poppy Hooks out to Amy Dekamura, on to Austin. It's out for a throw-in. Bowfields sends it backwards. Van Dyke has to go backwards. Hampshire. Bowfields spins back in towards the middle. Goes herself from distance over the crossbar. Goal kick. Sydney Uni just haven't seemed to be able to get a lot right today so far. They've got 25 minutes plus stoppages to turn it around. And crazier things have happened in football. As Nisbet we have her pass picked out there by Hogan. Hooks out to Austin, back to Middleton. Middleton's got Etherington out here making the run on the near side. Kirby gets there first. And look to pass that in there to Egan Brown. Out for a throw in. As the temperature has really dropped here in the second half as the sun has set and the wind has picked up a little bit, but Edwards can't get it through Feeney. Edwards will maintain possession of the ball though and go herself from distance, cut out there by Hogan. Middleton looking for Austin, and it's through to Romack. As we're into the 67th minute. Etherington will head that to Edwards, picked up by Charlotte Hogan. Amelia Feeney will send it back to Romack. Now to Amelia Kirby. Pritchard to Ruby Egan Brown, who goes long and crossfield. Decamura brings it down with the head. It's Middleton. Egan Brown will pick it up. And going forward now is Feeney. Unable to find the run there of Captain Alice. And it's another goal kick for the visitors. And Sydney University is just trying to put everything on target that they can in this second half. And they've been unable to do so. Hooks back to Emery, under pressure there. And clears it well. Lawless. Out to Decamura. To Middleton. Decamura looks to go into Edwards. Going to be picked out of the back line there by Feeney. It's with Egan Brown. Looks to put that one in behind there for Captain Allison again, just allowed to run long. And Emery in absolutely no rush to do anything with this ball. And now she'll pick it up. Time wasting in the dark arts at its finest. As Bowfields picks that up in the middle of the clearance of the resumption of play there from Emery. Bowfields crosses it in off the crossbar, and that's now out of play. Referee says corner. So it looks to have taken the last touch there off Emery as Bowfields put that one on target, and Emery able to palm that up onto the crossbar, then rebounded back into play and out for a corner. So Sydney Uni here with the opportunity to get one back here in this second half. It's curling, palmed away by Emery, and Najima sends that long looking for Edwards, who's almost picks it up there. Kirby, though, able to maintain possession. And now it's Edwards off to Middleton, who turns possession over, and now going backwards Uni as Van Dyke will send that back to Romack. Back to Van Dyke. Nisbet cuts that one out. And Lawless will pick it up. Back to Murinen. Out to Nisbet. Pritchard looking to pick that ball up, and now Pritchard coming back in towards Nisbet, sliding in and unable to get it as Etherington will look to bring it in. Etherington down to the box, and the referee has no hesitation in pointing to the spot for a second time in this game as Feeney catches the legs of Etherington well away from the ball. Feeney clearly in disagreement, but the referee has pointed to the spot, and it's going to be a chance for the Stingrays to make it 4 here in the 70th minute. Murinen's already scored once from the spot today in the first half. Can she score a second from the spot, get a brace, and all but seal up the points for the visitors here this afternoon? It's Murinen, goes left this time, and absolutely buries it. It's Illawarra Stingrays 4, Sydney Uni 2. Middleton went to the right of Romick in the first half, and this time she goes to the left. So into the 70th minute, it's Illawarra Stingrays for Sydney Uni now, and it looks as in all of that as though the referee has handed out a yellow card to one of the Sydney Uni players. I didn't quite catch who that was. As have been some substitutions here. Etherington, Murinen, and Kojima all coming off. So Murinen won't get a chance for a hat-trick today. As Kayla Austin loses it, and no penalty this time. Austin looked to make it 5 very, very quickly, but Romick said no. And Sydney Uni now looking to hit back. Cross comes in. Emery, no issues with that whatsoever. So we do have Najima, Murinen, and Etherington all coming off. One of the substitutions coming on was Hayley Callow. As Callow gets a touch on it, back to Nisbet. We also have Ella Giles coming on. And I want to say that's Mia McGovern in the back line, who's also come on. As Edwards will leave that to be thrown in by Nisbet. As we've got a Sydney Uni player down, clutching at her foot. So the trainer hasn't been waved on yet. That trainer now has been waved on, and we're going to have a Sydney Uni substitution here as well. It's going to be Olivia Vanderlaan coming on. And the other of the triple substitution there was Mia McGovern for the visitors. So to cap off that triple substitution, it was Murinen, Najima, and Etherington off. Callow, Giles, and McGovern on. So Murinen, as I said, won't get a chance to add to her brace today, but she does make it 4 goals on the season now, 3 of them from the spot. And it is Captain Nellis who was down. She's going off for treatment, and it looks like her afternoon might be done, as looks as though she's going to be replaced by Olivia Vanderlaan, who has one hot pink boot and one highlighter yellow boot on. As Dekamura sends that in, it's going to be headed away. Egan Brown to Pritchard, who looks to find Vanderlaan for her first touch of the game, and flags up for offside. So Sydney Uni just having a little bit of trouble there with we're staying onside. I'm trying to think of what Vanderlant's boots remind me of. They remind me of those the toys I had as a kid, like the Velcro ones. I can't think of their name. If you can think of their name, you know, the one that had the tennis ball in different colours. We'll come back to that thought there as Siobhan Edwards strikes it into the back of the net, past Romek, and it's 5 for the Stingrays. Siobhan Edwards gets her 6th of the season. And it's a demolition here at the Sydney Uni football ground as the Stingrays have well and truly taken, have well and truly stung Sydney Uni here this afternoon. We're going to have a substitution, so it's going to be Edwards coming off. And Edwards literally sticks it in the back of the net and runs straight over to the sideline to come off. Oh, you can't time it any better. You really can't. It just makes a run straight towards the sideline, and she's going to be replaced by number 34, Brooklyn Hudson. So Edwards sticks it in the back of the net for her 6th of the season, her only goal today, and straight towards the sidelines as Pritchard will lay that one off, and Sydney Uni look to get one back. That's cleared away there by McGovern. And Sydney Uni keep their clean sheet intact. The Illawarra Stingrays keep their clean sheet intact for the moment, as coming away with it here is Callow, who sends it long, looking for Austin. Feeney will pick it up. Austin will flick that back over the head there of Feeney, but it's going to be picked up by Hampshire. Back to Romek, who sends it as far forward as she can. Hooks heads it forward, and Hooks will head it forward again. It's Madison Van Dyke with it. In a little bit of a battle there and loses it. Callow looks to put forward. That was Hudson. Looked to put forward Austin. And shooting it in there was Giles, but a save by Romek. Anyway, as I was saying, I was trying to remember the name of the, you hold it almost like it's a frisbee with a piece of Velcro. It had the two colours, the hot pink and the highlighter yellow. Almost like it's, and you try to throw the tennis ball back and forth with each other and catch it with the, with the disc. Oh, I can't think of the name of them. If you can think of the name, please let me know using the hashtag NPLW New South Wales. I'd absolutely love to hear from you on this one, because it's gonna do my brain in as it comes out to Dekamura here. Crossed in, far post, not able to be brought down by Callow, and it's a goal kick. As Stingrays are going to make their last substitution of the evening. It's Chloe Middleton off, and Adelaide Thompson on. And what a shift that Chloe Middleton has put in this afternoon in the middle of the park, finding the score sheet as well. As Pritchard battles for it in the middle of the park, back to Feeney, who sends it forward. It's with Kirby. Picked out there by McGovern. And chasing it down here is Hudson. Hampshire's going to get there first. Romek's going to clear it. Dekamura. Hampshire now looking for Vanderlaan, but it's out for a throw-in to the Stingrays. As Hudson crosses that in for Thompson, but the flag goes up for offside. And Emery will just come out to claim that one. And Egan Brown immediately turned around, which allowed Emery to just waste a little bit more time off the clock as Pritchard was forced to come in instead of Egan Brown putting the pressure on. And that's cleared out into the grandstand heads as that falls short of hitting anyone, thankfully. And another substitution here, their final of the afternoon for Sydney Uni. As coming on is Jenny Hill, and coming off is, I didn't quite see who came off there, but it was Jenny Hill on. I'll let you know in a moment who was the player that came off. As Nisbet send it back to McGovern. As Vanderlaan in a little bit of a battle there with McGovern, looks to come away with it. Vanderlaan and McGovern going at it, and Vanderlaan will win the foul. As Feeney will rocket that in towards the 18-yard box. Hooks leaps up and heads it out only as far as Hill. But Stingrays will pick the ball back up. And that one's flicked on there by Austin, looking for... And so it was looking for Hudson as Callow came in looking for it as well. Looks like Charlotte Hogan was the player that came off there for Jenny Hill, but I will try to confirm that as quickly as I can. As McGovern back into Hooks. And yes, it was Charlotte Hogan who came off for Jenny Hill. Emery to McGovern, who sends it quickly to Nisbet. Back to McGovern, who puts that as far as you can into the Sydney Uni half, and that's headed down there. It's headed down there by Giles, who picks up the ball, looks to play that through for Decamura. Romek has to come out for it. It can't get down. So sends it out there to player on the far side as Van Dyke picks it up, sends it back to Hampshire. And Lawless to Decamura. Into Giles. Back to Decamura. Crosses that into the middle. Headed on. No! Punched away by Romek onto a teammate there in Hill, who keeps it moving to Egan Brown. I thought that was going to be headed in there by Hudson. As we've got just over 6 minutes plus stoppages to go here this afternoon. It's Illawarra Stingrays 5, Sydney Uni 0. And this game has been, as the scoreline would suggest, has been close to one-way traffic. Sydney Uni might count themselves lucky not to have at least one here this afternoon, and it could be 6 as Hudson gets there first, but Feeney will get the boot to it as she'll send it out of play for a throw-in. if you're only just joining us now, you've missed a lot of action. It was Murinen who started the scoring in the 11th minute from the spot. Middleton made it 2 just before half-time. Kayla Roston made it 3 in the 58th minute, and Murinen would make it 4 and get a brace from the spot. As Hudson looks to shoot that one in long, the block and the rebound falls to Bofields, who's running out of options, running out of time, plays that, chips that over the head beautifully for Vanderlaan. Vanderlaan shoots, Vanderlaan scores, and Sydney Uni have one back. So no clean sheet for Emery this afternoon, and that all started very quickly at the other end of the pitch. A shot there from Hudson was blocked, with the rebound falling to Bofields, who looked like she might have been running out of time momentarily, but picks it up and then times it perfectly to Chip. McGovern and Hooks waiting there in defence for the run of Vanderlaan, who had no issues putting it past Emery, and it's Illawarra Stingrays 5, Sydney Uni 0. Nisbet loses possession and it's back with Vanderlaan, who scores the goal. I should say the goal scorer, Vanderlaan. As Egan Brown puts that in, and that's well over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. So, as I was saying, 70th minute, Murinen made it 4 from the spot. She was substituted straight after taking the penalty, and then Edwards would make it 5 not long afterwards, who immediately ran to the bench and was substituted herself. And, of course, that goal was, you just saw, scored by Vanderlaan, makes it 5-1. So 6 goals here this afternoon as Callow looks to put that in for Austin. Austin chasing it down, will get there to keep it in play. Crossing it in is Austin at the far post. Headed away by Hill, who's closing it in, looks to keep it in play. As Stingrays player there was looking to move it out, unable to do so, and now the Stingrays will pick it up. It's with Callow into Thompson. Thompson back with it, loses possession, and it's going to be a Stingrays throw in here through Nisbet. Nisbet will turn the ball over. It's with Ruby Egan Brown. Cuts around Thompson, or cuts on the inside of Thompson, and spins, turns to Kirby, who will receive the ball again. Kirby loses it, has it taken off her feet there by Callow. It's got Austin in the middle, does Callow, but she might try to go herself here. Crosses into Austin now, who unable to maintain possession. Bofields into Pritchard. That will be off the feet there of Egan Brown. Dekamura passes it on to Giles, who moves it away. Was with Austin, cut out there by Hampshire, back to Pritchard. Out onto the far side there. Hampshire. Flicked on there by Vanderlaan. Out to Kokoris. Being shut down there by Dekamura, who's going to pick it up. Back with Kokoris. Cut in towards the middle. Vanderlaan tries to get on it. McGovern clears it away. And that's going to be further cleared on there by Austin. As Hampshire sends that over the back towards Egan Brown, who's immediately closed down there by Lawless. Cleared away now by Austin, and that's a throw in. with just over 30 seconds to go until stoppage time. The result well and truly known here, but Sydney Uni might still try to get one back as Kirby's shot goes off to the side and it's a goal kick. So very disappointing that Emery unable to come away with a clean sheet here this afternoon for the Stingrays. If you're a Stingrays fan or a member of the coaching staff, but that was quite some effort there by Van der Laan. As Callow unable to keep that in play, Kirby forces it out, and it's going to be Nisbet to throw it in. We'll go all the way back to McGovern. And Van der Laan there to block the pass attempt, and Pritchard unable to take that off the feet of Hooks. But she's back to her feet. Here's Pritchard, Nisbet, Hooks, McGovern. Van der Laan closing in. McGovern clears it to Van Dyke, chips it over Giles. And it's Dekamura who's come away with it. To McGovern. And it's cleared into a Sydney Uni player. And then cleared by Hooks. No stoppage time, or very little stoppage time here. As just shy of a minute of stoppage time here this afternoon, and the final score here is the Illawarra Stingrays 5, Sydney University 1. It was Alicia Murin who started the scoring in the 11th minute from the spot, as she successfully converted the penalty, sending it off to the right of Romick as she saw it. Romick's left, and then Middleton will make it 2 just before half time. Kayla Roston in the 53rd minute would score, the 58th minute would score the third goal. Murinen would convert from the spot for the second time, sending it to Romick's right, her left. And then Edwards would make it 5. Van der Laan would score a consolation goal not long before the end of the game. And for the Stingrays, they now have a round 3 rescheduled fixture to look forward to after that game was washed out. They'll host University of New South Wales. They'll host the Gladesville Ravens down at Macedonia Park on Thursday night. So that's an 8:05 p.m. kickoff, and you can tune into that game right back here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. And then they have to turn around 3 days later to face UNSW, that game also at Macedonia Park. So back-to-back games at home for the Stingrays. While for Sydney University, they have only played at home once so far this season. Will be back on the road again as they head out to Blacktown Football Park to face the Spartans. That game also a 5 p.m. kickoff on Sunday afternoon. But full time here at the Sydney University Football Ground, it is the Illawarra Stingrays 5, Sydney University 0. It's Paletti thanking you for tuning in this afternoon here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. And my next call will be on Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. kickoff from the Arctic Circle as NWS Spirit hosts Sydney Olympic in what should be a belter of a clash. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Stingrays 5, Sydney University 1.